behind the chair with our hip facing to the back of the chair, a distance apart from the chair so you can still reach your fingers towards the chair back. So we're standing on the leg that is closest to the chair. The other leg is the non-balancing leg. Fingertips only on the chair. And we'll move into a figure 4 position with our leg. There are some options here. You can cross at the ankle, cross below the knee or above the knee, but not on the knee joint. And here again, it is possible to make use of your strap, wrapping it around the front of your foot and the ankle, and holding it with the hand on the same side as the leg that you're bending into the figure 4 position. So you can keep the figure 4 leg lower down or bring it up above the knee, whatever feels comfortable for you, and your other fingers are lightly touching on the chair back. Now we'll move into some motion with our hips while we have the leg in figure 4 position. We inhale and we reach up tall through the crown of our head. And then on the exhale, we bend at the hip crease and reach our hips back as if we were about to start sitting down. But it's a small movement with the hips. Inhale tall, exhale, fold at the hip crease and reach the hips back. You will feel this in the hip of the figure 4 leg. Releasing the strap if you're using it. We'll now do an IT band stretch of that same non-balancing leg. So we take that leg, sweep it behind, so it's crossed over behind the balancing leg. Both feet are still facing forward, and we'll be working on this IT band muscle that runs up the side of our upper leg. Sweeping our arm up and arcing it overhead, and we will feel the stretch along that leg that is in behind. Breathing 2 or 3 lovely, long, slow breaths. And releasing from the pose. Now we'll continue to lubricate our hip joint, and we'll be doing a lifting of the non-balancing leg forward, kicking it forward, and then kicking the leg to the back with the heel leading on the way back. So we bend the leg, kick forward, and we swing the leg back. Forward and back. Inhaling and exhaling, lubricating our hip joint, coming to stillness. And lastly, we will work on our quadricep muscle, the upper part of the front of the leg, where we will stretch that muscle with some options. You can hold the ankle, pushing your hip forward, drawing the heel as closely as you can towards your seat. Or you can loop the strap, your yoga strap or your necktie, around the front of the foot and the ankle, and again with the arm on the same side, draw that heel up towards your seat. The upper leg is pointed straight down, the knee is pointed straight at the surface below, and you're standing tall and feeling this stretch in the quadricep muscle. Breathing. From here, we'll move right away into our balance pose for the class today. And the balance pose is going to be stork pose. So again, the balancing leg is the one closest to the back of the chair. We have only 1 or 2 fingertips resting on the back of the chair, simply for confidence and comfort, not really supporting us. And we begin to lift the non-balancing leg so that the thigh becomes parallel to the surface below. The knee and the hip are in alignment, and the toe is pointed down. We bring the free arm out in front like the beak of the stork. And now we bring a little bit of motion to our stork pose. We point the toe down. We flex at the ankle and point the toes up. Inhaling, point down. Exhaling, point the toes up. Inhale, point down, and exhale, flex. And then release from the pose. That was version 1 of stork pose. Version 2 will be more of a challenge to the balance. We come over closer to the back of the chair so that we've got just a little bit of contact with the back of the chair and the side of our hip. And lift up the stork leg again to the position where the thigh is parallel to the surface below. We've got a tall neutral spine. This time we free up both arms to reach forward to form the beak by pressing our palms together. And now while we're balancing, we point the toe down. We breathe 3 or 4 lovely long breaths. And you can continue to point the toe down, flex at the ankle, pointing on the inhale, flexing on the exhale. And we're not leaning on the chair at all, it's simply there as a confidence builder, releasing from the pose gracefully. And now we'll do all of that on the other side. We have our strap handy. And again, we are moving into the figure 4 position of the non-balancing leg. So you may choose to use the strap around your front of your foot and the ankle. Draw that leg into a figure 4 position above or below the knee, or if you don't need to use the strap and you can hold the leg in figure 4 position with your own strength, that's also fine. Again, we're going to be bending at the hip crease, reaching our hips back as we lower them down slightly and stretching the muscle of the figure 4 leg. And you can flex the foot of the figure 4 leg as well to intensify the stretch. Inhale, reach up and stand tall, and then exhale, sit back down into the figure 4 stretch by bending at the hip crease. Breathing. Inhale tall, and one more time, bending at the hip crease, reaching the hips back. Inhale tall, and then gracefully release from the pose. Now we move into our IT band stretch, swinging the other leg behind, crossing it at the back, standing equally on both feet, and we'll stretch that IT band. We inhale and let the arm come up and arc over, and we hold the pose while we breathe 3 lovely, long, slow breaths. When you're ready, inhale and release from the pose. Now we'll lubricate our hip joint on this side by kicking our leg forward and kicking the leg back. We reach with the heel on the way back. We reach with the toe on the way forward. Inhale and exhale. Kick forward, kick back, and then come to stillness. Now we do our quadricep stretch, and I'll turn sideways so that you can see the side view. We're holding around the front of the foot, drawing the heel towards the seat, standing up tall, stretching the quadricep muscle. The option is yours if you wish to use the strap around your foot. And now we turn so that our side body is facing to the back of the chair, and we have fingertips on the chair back, and we'll go into our version 1 of stork pose, lifting up the non-balancing leg, bringing out the other arm as the beak, and here now we inhale and point the toe down. Exhale, flex the ankle, point the toes up. Pointing down, flexing and pointing up. Inhaling and exhaling. And releasing from the pose. Now we move on to version 2, where we move over closer to the chair back so we have gentle contact with the back of the chair. Not leaning on the chair though. Now we lift our non-balancing leg to stork position. We bring both arms out in front with the palms facing. This is like the stork's beak. And again, we point the toe down, inhaling, flex the foot up, exhaling. Pointing and flexing tall through the crown of the head, balancing in version 2 of stork pose. And now we gracefully release from the pose. Now we'll return to sitting on our chairs. Sitting on our chairs with our hips right at the back of the chair. We want to extend our long legs forward, and we have our hands holding the side edges of the chair. So with long legs forward now, we're going to point our toes and flex our ankles. Inhale, pointing. Exhale, flexing. Pointing and stretching the shins, flexing and stretching the calves. Inhaling and exhaling, and then release the legs down. Shake away any tension that has built up. When you're ready, lift both legs up again. This time we'll circle the feet outward. So your toes are leading the way around the circle, working the flexibility of your ankles, breathing. And then change up the direction of the circle, circle inward and around. Circling and working on our ankle flexibility. Now we'll bring the legs up again, and this time we crisscross at the ankle, holding onto the core muscles, sitting tall, and then release the legs down. We come forward on our chair seat now and resume our seated mountain pose. From here, we'll begin to work on our hands. The palms are facing forward, all the fingers are open, starfish hands. Inhale, flare the fingers out. And exhale, squeeze the fingers together. Inhale, stretching through your hands, opening all the fingers. Exhale, clenching the hands together. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, flaring fingers, and release the hands down. We'll place one palm on top of the other hand so that we have the palm on top of the back of the other hand, and we interlace the fingers from above. Now we work on our wrist flexibility. First of all, going side to side with the wrists. Side to side. Gently working on the wrists and then forward and back. Bending at the wrist. And now we go the other direction, circling. Do a full circle. And coming to stillness. Release the hands down. Bring the hands up. This time the other hand is on top of the back of the hand. Interlace the fingers from top through and again side to side, working on the wrist flexibility. Side to side and then up and down. Using your breath slowly and then circling, circling, and then changing up the direction of the circling and then releasing the hands down. We'll begin with some energy gathering sun breaths. Inhaling, sweeping the open palms upward and together. Exhaling down the center line. Bowing your head. Inhale, lifting, gathering energy in between your hands. Draw it towards heart center. Bow your head down, stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, energy gathering, sun breath, looking up. Exhaling down the center line to heart center. And now it is time to move into the final pose of our chair yoga class today, our savasana. So get comfortable on your chair. Your hips are at the back of the chair. Your legs are a comfortable distance apart. Your feet are firmly on the floor ahead of the chair. Your spine is tall and neutral, and you're holding up your torso away from the back of the chair with the strength of your own core muscles. Your chest is open, your shoulders are down and back, and your arms are relaxed. Now, if you wish to bring your hands into the Murti Mudra again during Shavasana, we interlace the fingers together. We allow the baby fingers to be extended outward and pressing together, and then we take the right thumb and cross it over the left. This you can hold down, resting comfortably on your lap. And I invite you now to softly allow the eyes to close down and begin to connect with that slow, deep, long breathing in and out through the nostrils. Each time you exhale, soften, release, and let go of any tension. During Shavasana, we surrender to the breath. The breath is everything. In and out through the nostrils, as slowly and deeply as feels comfortable for you. And now we begin the progressive body relaxation. The soles of your feet are all relaxed. Your legs are relaxed. Abdomen is relaxed. Hips are relaxed. Ribs and torso are relaxed. Chest is relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are relaxed. Wrists, palms of your hands, and all your fingers are relaxed. Neck is relaxed. Jaw is relaxed and slack. Tongue is gently floating inside the mouth. Cheeks are relaxed. Eyes are relaxed, eyeballs floating. Eyebrows are relaxed. Space between the eyebrows is relaxed. Forehead is relaxed. Crown of the head is relaxed. The entire body is relaxed. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. And now we must bring our attention back to the room, softly fluttering the eyelids, gently wiggling fingers and toes. We allow our arms to hang down alongside the body, and together now we sweep up our arms like the sun rising around our body. Our palms come together overhead, and we exhale down the center line to heart center. Please join me now in bowing and saying Namaste.